In the Gospel of John, chapter 15, Jesus declares that he is the vine and we are the branches. The branches. Of all things that Jesus said that we are, branches seem kind of random. It wouldn't be my first choice of what I would want to be. But maybe on the other hand, perhaps Jesus was on to something. Branches come in all shapes and sizes, like people. Branches can be quite young or quite mature, like people. Branches can be strong and resilient, or they can be all dried up, snap, and be unstable, like people. If a branch could talk, I wonder what it would say. Perhaps it would say, "What's up, guys? I'm just here, swaying in the wind, just hanging out, just reaching out to you, just doing my thing. But you know what? I've been thinking. I've been thinking about my future. I've been thinking about branching out on my own." I know what you may be thinking, but leave me alone. I know what I'm talking about. You don't have to convince me otherwise. You'd be barking up the wrong tree. As a branch, I'm doing quite well here, just hanging out. I am strong. I am steady. And look, look what I just produced. I made fruit. Yes, I produced it on my own. I don't know how, but it just happened. I think I'm that talented. My grapes here pack a powerful punch of antioxidants and sweetness and flavor. My grapes are destined for greatness. They're going to make the finest wine or communion grape juice. I know, I know. I've gone off my rocker. I've branched out too far in my sermon. It's absurd to listen to a talking branch. But you know what else is absurd? To hear about a branch that believes that it could make it on its own, being self-sufficient and independent. We all know that a branch is successful because of one thing: the vine. The vine is its source for everything: for life, for nourishment, for progress, for fruit, for success. A branch can't make it on its own. It needs the vine. In his farewell discourse, right before he was about to leave, Jesus told his disciples this wisdom. And he reminds us today that he is the vine and we are the branches. And with him, we can do great and mighty things, but apart from Jesus, we can't do much. We all know that branches need vines and we need Jesus. But our need for God is more than just a side component in our life, more than creamer in our coffee or ketchup on our eggs. Our need for God is more than just a side component of our life. When I was a pastor, I got this feeling sometimes that I needed to go and visit a parishioner. It would always be out of the blue, really no rhyme nor reason. It was just randomly. On this day, I went to visit Jean. Now, let me tell you about Jean. She is one of those church ladies that loved everything that I did. She even loved my bad sermons. She was a pastor's blessing from God. Well, when I visited Jean, I found out that she was having a bad day. Like that classic children's story goes, she was having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. We've all experienced those days. With school, with work, with current events. Well, on this particular day, she told me, I have nothing left. I have nothing. I know in seminary we're taught what to do in situations like this. Our professors, they teach us this. I was trying to think of what to say to someone who is in so much despair and sadness, to someone who has cancer and who is in a nursing home, to someone who has lost her health, her family, and her freedom. Like a great branch, she felt bare as so much of her life had been pruned away. Jean told me, I have nothing. I was trying to think of what to say, but no happy, clappy words would do to comfort her. Instead, I just sat there, just listening. As a pastor, one of the greatest lessons that I've learned is sometimes just listen. Just feel their pain with them. After a while, I finally told her, Jean, I've sat at the bedside of many people who are dying. And you know what? At the very end of our life, right before we die, we all look the same. We all have nothing left. It doesn't matter how much money we have, how much family we have, how many career accolades we have. At the very end of our life, right before we die, we all have nothing. And all we do have is our faith in God. I told Jean, if all you have is your faith in God, then that is enough. I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the last conversation that I was able to have with her before she passed away. Friends, we are branches. Sometimes we get distracted with all the bush and stuff all around us. Like a talking, absurd branch, we focus on our leaves. We focus on our money and our assets. We focus on our fruit, what we have and what we have done. And sometimes we forget where it comes from. We forget about our source. Jesus is our vine. He is our lifeline for all that we have and all that we are. He is our source for everything, for life, for progress, for fruit. We can't exist on our own. As this semester begins in 13 days, and as we virtually enter a new chapter at Knox, as our to-do lists get bigger and bigger and our anticipation grows and grows, as we feel overwhelmed and underprepared, let us remember that we're not alone. Nor are we going through this semester by ourselves. But we have a lifeline and a source that we abide in this world and in the next. And that is enough. Amen.